Climate Change from the Perspective of an Environmentalist by Mina, Osama, Bob, and Priya. What is climate change? Climate change is a long-term change in weather conditions. It is identified by changes in temperature, precipitation, winds, and other indicators. Climate change problems in Canada. Many people have agreed that climate change is one of the biggest threats to face the Earth. Today's atmosphere contains 32% more carbon dioxide than it did at the start of the industrial area. This is what is causing the ice to melt. So it goes from this to this. More climate change problems. Canadians use more energy than all of the 760 million inhabitants of Africa. Canada makes up less than 1% of the world's population, but is the world's 8th largest producer of greenhouse gases. Canadians spend a lot of money on energy. One of the problems is that it costs a lot of money to change into eco-friendly habits. More problems. According to the Canadian Medical Association, air pollution prematurely kills about 21,000 Canadians a year. Recent studies show that close to 8% of all non-traumatic mortalities in Canadian cities is attributable to air pollution. This means that air pollution is killing most of the Canadians and the numbers are rising. Here is our word. From an environmentalist's point of view, David Suzuki is a third-generation Japanese-Canadian who's one of the best environmentalists in the world. He's one of the most highly recognized people in the world. Global warming has already begun. Since 1900s, the global average temperature has risen by 0.6 degrees Celsius, and the northern hemisphere is substantially warmer than at any point during the past 1,000 years. This is a saying from David Suzuki. Environmentalists think the issues of climate change are much more serious than people think. We need to make people more aware. By disrupting the atmospheric balance that keeps the climate stable, we are now seeing extreme effects around the globe, and this is a saying by David Suzuki. The human health will also be very severely affected because of deadly heat and air pollution. Environmentalists say that we should start acting now. Here are some questions we came up with to ask specialists. How long will it take for us to feel the full effect of climate change? How will we be affected when climate change does not affect us? What can we do to convince consumers like us to buy products that are environmentally? What can we do to convince people to make environmentally choices? How much more money will it take to solve our climate change problems? Here are some more questions. What will it take for us to finally notice that the issue is a lot bigger than it already is? Why are we so ignorant when it comes to these situations? How long can it take us to make this a prioritized issue? Is there anything small that we can do to help the cause? And what can we do to make people realize that we cannot keep ignoring the problem? Conclusions and suggestions. Research shows that despite our high consumption, Canadians are eager to adopt clean, renewable energy technologies. The good news is that these technologies are available now and are becoming more affordable each year. Many Canadians are also realizing that cutting energy use can mean substantial savings. This means that many Canadians are willing to be more eco-friendly. All we need is for their prices to go down. The Kyoto Protocol, which is a historic milestone, is the first and only binding international agreement that sets targets to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions so that we don't have global warming. More conclusions and suggestions.
Climate change will affect us greatly, and we must start early to solve the problems that we have now. One solution is to use more eco-friendly products. Next is to market our products better. And next, instead of doing this, we carpool like this. We give employees in certain places an extra tip for biking to work instead of driving to work, and we could make a higher price for toll rate, and so that people who aren't carpooling have to pay a higher price. Lastly, we make energy efficient buildings. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and here's our list of references.